Hey, what's good, my good people? What's going on? Let's see if I can get my co-host in here in the room. Hey, hey, hey. It is Wednesday, Girl Talk Wednesday. What is going on? Yes, yes, yes. We are. What's good? How y'all week been so far? I hope everybody been good. It's been cool over this way. Just trying to maintain, keep it steady, keep it light, and keep it love. But what's up with y'all though? I hope y'all been having a good week this week. I hope everybody been hanging out, being good, being real. Start inviting some of y'all in, letting y'all know I am live. Just go down my little list. Let y'all know we are here to talk about some real talk. It is Girl Talk Wednesday. Hey, hey, hey. What's good? Today is a beautiful day for real. It's weather be flip-flopping, switching up. We don't know what to do, what to wear, how we doing, what we doing. None of that. You're saying you weren't able to join. Yeah, it's meant to be on some foolishness. I invited you in again, boo. I sent you another invite. Hopefully you can get in the room. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. What's going on? What's going on? What's up, love? What's going on?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Not much. Just doing what we do best. Coming in here having some real talk, girl talk. Trying to wait till some people come on in. You send your little invites out.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Let them know we are live. Mm-hmm. Yep. Get this live together. Here.
We are.
Hey, DJ Samsonite, what's good? What's good? What's good? We in the building.
What's up, DJ Samsonite? Hey, that's one of the coldest DJs. You hear me? When I tell
Come
you
on,
about rocking a step,
when you come into
listen,
the
when I tell you about rocking
757.
a steppers party, rocking a stepper set, that's
Well,
the one right
we
there.
got. I'm affiliated with some steppers here. They just had something in the weekend, a couple weekends ago. I told my girl, I said, "Why you ain't tell me? I'm still trying to learn, but I would have showed up."
You gotta get them classes in, girl.
Yeah,
You know
and my
how we
cousin,
do.
she started hers, so
She
I
did.
so much going on. Marla.
Yeah. Let me fix this lighting. It's dark.
I know you've been at it for about how many years now?
Ooh.
2010, 9, 10.
Yeah. Well, that was swing out, but stepping 2015. I think
Okay,
2015. Yeah.
okay, okay. I just know you've been doing it and been trying to tell me, yeah, yeah, but of course I was in Pennsylvania and they ain't had nothing like that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Not the part I'm from. I'm sure in a bigger city.
Yeah. It's
Possibly
all
Pittsburgh
over
area.
now. We over. We out here.
Oh yeah, they definitely down here in the 757, 804. They
It's
doing
always
what they
love,
do.
DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all come on in the room. Come on.
Yes, Lord. Come on now. We in the building.
You about look, You should have told me what you was putting on. I would have put my little kufi on and
Well,
everything, you know.
it's the month. We show up and show out.
So I was like, let me switch. Let me put my glasses. Let me put my glasses, my red, black, and greens on, and my love, peace, and soul.
Oh, you need to go and pull your hers back so we can see all of that.
Look,
we can see all.
My love, peace, and soul.
Yeah, because I felt the topic we was talking about. These was definitely fitting,
But yeah,
had to dig through my collection. Say, okay, which ones? Ooh, I can't wait till Friday, child. All this melanin gonna bask in a full body massage. Way overdue. Neck is tight. My coworker, she was like, girl, I said, girl, you feel all of that in there? Go stand there. Thank you. Jesus. That neck, them shoulders, the stress of life sometimes. Got to do that self-care. All right, well, go ahead, because you seen the topic, you brought the topic, roll with the topic. Let's go. We in here, y'all get in here, tag a friend, go on and slide down your DM and tag and send the invite. Share it.
So
share it.
We are talking this evening about, can a white woman raise a young black man? This is the topic of discussion today.
And
so if there are men out there who have either experienced that aspect of it or would like to put their input in on the topic, we would love for you to join us today and speak on that.
We want to invite you in the live.
We would love to invite you on the live. So I do have a comment from one of our male from a male counterpart. He does not have Instagram, so he cannot come in on the live. He can't join in on the live. But he says she will mother the child. However, she could not give him the essence of being black. He would eventually learn these things from a negative world. He'd need a positive black role model. So, as we were talking about it, and both of us, had our opinions about the situation, and I feel like that's not really fair to black mothers, because
let's tell how you came about the subject. Tell them how you came about.
So how I came about the subject, and I wish I could share the video. Actually,
I know.
Let me see if I can share the video. Let us see.
It's crazy how they own the same things, but y'all don't have the same type of features. Like on the messenger, you can share your screen, and I don't know what they got on.
No, it does not give us
And
the
don't
option. So let me see if I can play the sound bite for you guys, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the sound bite, and we'll go from there. I'll play the full version. I'll play the one that you sent me, the full version. So this is, let me get the volumes together. This is the sound bite.
Do you think white women can raise black men? They do. Well, yeah, but do you think they understand fully what they're doing? Because, like, how can somebody who, one, isn't a man and isn't black raise a kid that is that?
Oh, you know what they do?
Please tell me. Please tell me, Ray. Please tell me.
They protect them. Black women can't protect black sons because they know what's out there. They understand what they got to deal with. So they got to prepare them. It's a difference. If you're a white woman raising a black man, you can't prepare him from the world. So you have to protect him. Freedom that they have. Because they moms are like, if anybody fuck with you, I'll be at those police neck. I'll be there. And it's usually if the black father's around, he's like, hey, look, nigga. You's a nigga. All right, let me tell you how it's going to go when you're out there. It's just different. White women, when they raise black kids, they protect them. And when black women raise black kids, they prepare them.
I'll take that.
I wasn't you could clap for me. I wasn't disrespecting nobody.
No clap.
Tamira makes it seem like I'm about to say some wild shit.
You don't know what's gonna happen. So I wanted to know, and I think that was a good answer. Do you think white women can raise black men?
They do.
Well, yeah, but do you
All right.
they understand?
So that is the sound bite, and this was I'll give credit to Ray Daniels for that sound bite. All right, so that is the topic of our discussion this evening. Monty, you want to give your intake on?
I do.
On what you say?
I don't feel like he said anything that is disrespectful. I just feel like sometimes it's verbiage. For me, I'm a communicator. I like to call myself a master communicator because I have vast ways to communicate to you in the most respectable, highest form of vibration that I can until I don't. Okay, so and it takes a lot for me to get to where I got to speak some languages that somebody else may understand and others don't, which I don't like. That's usually low vibrational. So it takes a lot to push me there today. Now, I'm going to say this. I feel like words are very important. Verbiage is very important. I feel like black women not only prepare them, but we protect them. I feel like a white woman would shield them. There's a difference. I feel like how could a white woman protect them? Could a white woman protect them from what? From her people? From what she knows her people really think about her raising this black child? You can shield them from how your society or your world really views this young black man or this young black child, on what he's already statistically labeled as or seen to be or already in their mind to become. I feel like the word should have been a white woman shields, not so much as protects, but shields. And even though shield is interactive and can perform dual services that are very similar, to me they are not the same. In this realm of what we're talking about. And I say that because, hey sis, I say that because we have to protect and prepare. We have to protect and prepare. Literally today, we have to protect them from us. Your homeboy who you think might be your homeboy, but might be getting ready to set you up, and I got to pick you off at the corner of 5th and 9th. You see what I'm saying? I also got to protect you from the systematic people who program the people that look like us that I got to protect you from and prepare you for. So I feel like we not only prepare, but we protect. And a white woman could only shield, because how can she protect you from anything? And even though she might be able to use her KKK friends or maybe ex-KKK friends now, because now she has a black child she's raising, how can she really protect you from them? I would love to know what would that look like? How would you really protect? You can shield, but how could you really protect? And what lengths
are you really willing to go to protect this black child when it comes to the mob of your people? Because they don't mind throwing out a glass bottle through your window with some gasoline in it, with a rag in it, and set you on fire with your black child. So can you really protect, or can she just shield? That's my opinion.
I mean, it's heavy for me. It's a heavy topic for me because I'm not a biological mother, but I have mothered a lot of children. And I feel that we as Black women get a lot of stigmas attached to us for just for generational things that we were taught, and that how we were raised, and our morals and values that we have systemically. To me, it's I understand what the young man was saying. I understand it. However, I feel a little bit of disrespect in that aspect, because we as Black women already have a hard time, and we already have so many odds against us when it comes to mothering and parenting children. And a lot of times we're dealt with playing dual roles. I see a lot of my friends like yourself who end up having to play those dual roles. And how can you say that when we don't have a fighting chance with the odds that are thrown against us? As you can see, it's heavy. It's heavy for me because I feel the pain of the mothers who are raising children on their own. And some of those people didn't necessarily have good parenting from their parent or parent. So with that being said, you can only rear a child up in the way that you were reared or what you've learned through experience. So and for a Black man to say that, it's like, not saying that he was being disrespectful, because he was not being disrespectful, but to me it's a somewhat feeling of disrespect, or let's say disregard for the Black woman and what she has to endure and go through in this society. It's not easy raising children, let alone if you're a single mother raising a child, especially a male child, and especially a male child in our society, because there are so many things that are pitted against us that we just can't. What can we do? You know, what can we do? We can only rear them up in the way that we feel is best. So for you to tell me that I can't raise my own child properly is a bit of disrespect to me, because are you a mother? You see what I'm saying? Are you a mother? It's different. And by you being a Black man saying something like that, to a certain extent, it's like, really, like, what's the issue? Like, what's the problem? It is, you feel like a white woman can raise you better than I can, and I brought you into this world. It's like, yeah, like you said, they can shield them from what's going on in the world. They can keep them from knowing or understanding what's going on in the world. Because a lot of people that I know, well, I'll say this, a few people that I know who are men who have been raised or say adopted into another culture or another, background.
Mm-hmm.
They get out in the world and they're totally oblivious to what's going on out here in the real world.
They've been shielded, protected.
Exactly, because they have been shielded and they don't even know what's really what. So for you to say that it's a bad thing for me to teach them what's really going on out here, that's crazy to me. Because why would you not want to be prepared for the struggle, for the day-to-day struggles that you're going to have to endure? Yes, you coming from that side of the world, yes, you may be in a well-to-do, you may be placed in a well-to-do family. That family, you go to the best schools. You're only around those upper echelon type of individuals, and it may not be an issue for you. You go to the best schools, you get the best education. But what about those who didn't have those advantages, And it's like you go out in the world and now it's time to live and do your day-to-day, and now you're faced with racism that you never really experienced before. You might get the pullover, you fit the description, and now you're like, oh, I wasn't raised like that, so it doesn't pertain to me. But then you end up finding out that it does pertain to you, because you're this every day, all day, regardless, outside of your community and outside of the people that you grew up with and that shielded you and helped keep you helped keep you under that little bubble or in that bubble. Now you're out here, you're on the outside world, and it doesn't work like that on the outside world. So I believe that you have to be protected and you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for what's coming, what you're going to have to deal with. And a lot of times they don't, they can't teach, like a white person can't really teach you that. They can tell you about it, but they can't teach it to you from a perspective of understanding or experience, because they've never experienced that. Now, I'm not saying some of them have not, because yes, we do have some Caucasian people that are for the cause and that have been around us for generations and have been in our culture and been through our culture and around our culture, and they grasp. They don't fully understand, because you can't fully understand it because you're not of color. But those are the few. You understand what I'm saying? It's few. It's fewer of those. It's fewer of those than it is the other way around. So that's my take on it. I mean, I just
go ahead.
Just feel like it's just that kind of goes into our other topics that we talk about all the time. It's like you're pitting us against one another. And we don't need that. We need, it's time to unify though.
Yeah, but
like we need each other to group. We need us to be for each other. You understand what I'm saying? We need us to be for each other.
I don't feel like that's what he was doing. And even to go back in his defense, when you said, he never said that they raised them better than us, because you made a statement like to say that I, as a black woman, can't raise them better than a white woman. He didn't say that. He just said that they protect them. But I feel like they don't protect. They don't have a clue how to protect them, because they've never been through the trenches. They've never been through any of the things that we've been through. I feel like they can shield them, like I said, and be a shield to try to block what their race does to us, or as a black man or a black woman, they can try to block that, you know, get in the center of the darts verbally thrown, and maybe even, you know, brought up at different example. I was watching something, Quantum Leap, and it was he leaped into a guy, and his daughter was trans, well, was a son, but he was got to train. They let him transition. And so and so the school was all mad because she was on the basketball team, and it was all this hoopla and rah rah and this and that, and it was like everybody had a whole attitude about it, and was like, you know, she felt like she should just leave because nobody understood her, and her parents didn't know how to protect her from that. So because they ain't never dealt with that before, and I say all this to tie into what I'm saying, they ain't know how to protect that girl. She was getting bullied, snatched up by guys, and they just didn't know how to protect her from that, because that was a foreign life to them. That was a foreign life experience to them. They didn't know nothing about that. They knew whatever their culture were, and they knew how the heck to be a parent. But they didn't know how to be a parent to a child trans who was going to be bullied and darn near, you know, would have died had he not, you know, Quantum Leap. That's old, but they redid it.
Yeah, I know.
If he had leaped into his body to basically change the narrative of how he would become. So I say all that to say that they don't have a clue. Like I have plenty of friends, you know, that I come from that are mixed. You know what I'm saying? And have a white mom. And even them watching them grow up, their dad, but the mom was honestly love her to pieces, love them to pieces. They were so oblivious to what would be going on, and them kids had hood in them, so they was always getting over on their mom. Their dad, not so much, but he was a truck driver, so he stayed on the road a lot. So the poor mom, they was running rings around her. She had no clue of the game, and it's because she's a Caucasian woman who was raised predominantly with all Caucasians. She didn't know nothing about the run the game, and we stayed out late, and we said we was over here, and we was really over. None of that. So did she shield her son and her daughter? Did she shield them from a lot of stuff that she could? Yes. But the person who did the protecting went off the road was the father, because he understood the culture.
Right.
So I just feel like in that whole thing, like they can, if that's their assignment and that's what they got to do. But to say that they protect, I just feel like that verbiage needed to change. That verbiage needs to be that they can shield our black sons. If a white woman has to raise our black sons, or a black son, or a black child, they're shielded, not protected. They could never, ever, 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 ever protect them at the levels, because there's so many dimensions to that thing. That thing is an onion. Our existence, our culture, the way we move, how we do is so dimensional. She could never be able to, if she did protect him, it would be on a surface level. She could never get in there and protect his whole being from the inside out, from the spirit man to the outer man out, because she has no clue what we have had to endure. They have no clue of the culture. They have no clue of the racism that stemmed from hundreds of years ago. They cannot even wrap their mind around it. And so to say that they would protect better than us, no way. Shield, yeah, they can shield them. They can't protect them, because we know inside of some things that they will never know, because they've never walked, they will never be, they can't understand. They can understand it possibly from a book sense of psychiatry or psychology. Right. but to walk in our essence of our blackness and understand it the full way, it's not happening.
Right, and not to
Now let's
down
say
any, not to
quantum
down.
leap.
Okay, and not to down anyone, not to down any of
No,
those women,
not
because
at all.
I applaud those women who take on a responsibility, because we need mothers regardless. We have a lot of
Absolutely.
homeless children out there that are in the
Absolutely.
system and do not have mothers nurturing people in their lives. So not to discredit them or take anything away, because I never want to do that. I'm just saying, like you said, I just feel like they cannot embody,
That
never,
the whole Black experience.
the what we are. It is not, they can't contain that amount of power or energy to be able to success, like to be able to engulf that, the whole culture, and make that truth come to light for a child. So to me, the child will always be lacking somewhere in the aspect of, their culture, because they're not going to be, even with little things as hair wise, you know. Um, so that's what I meant by that. Not trying to discredit anyone or say, because no, the brother, he was not talking negative at all. That was from his point of view. And like I said, I wish I could have went more in depth with that whole conversation to actually see where it was going or where it came from. Is he speaking from experience wise, or is he on the outside looking in? Those were the type of things that I would have wanted to know or dive deeper into in regards to that. So
Right. Now, there's one mother that I can say, I feel like was a white woman who embodied the Black experience. And yeah, and anybody, can a Caucasian woman raise a Black boy, a Black son, a Black child, mainly a son?
that's the topic,
so
DJ
so
Elbay.
so basically, I forgot what I was saying.
The Caucasian
woman that I
you
grew up with,
yeah.
Now, she definitely raised Black kids. You know, her husband was Black. Of course, they got divorced, but she definitely embodied the Black experience with her sons. I mean, but she was, she will remain nameless, but she was one of the biggest dealers that I know. You know what I mean? And she definitely embodied protecting her sons.
But too, that's what I was saying. She was in the, you understand what I'm saying? She was a native in the culture.
Of the culture.
You understand what I'm saying? She was surrounded by the culture. But what about those who have not been around the culture? Oh, he said can't
white
protect.
women can protect it.
How
How
can they protect them from the how can they protect them from the system? Yeah, so while he
you want to come in? We would
you like to come in? Would you like to come into the live?
Come on, we want you to come in, because you can't. Not
because
all of them know the system, though. No, they don't. Not for us.
How do they know? How do they know the system?
It's two systems. Come in, please come in. Invite. Push the little camera at the bottom.
In. Can you invite him?
Yeah. Hold on. There, I just invited you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
What's happening? What's going
So
on?
talk to
First
us.
of all, how y'all doing?
How you
Hello.
doing?
Yeah.
Hello.
So
Welcome.
I just wanted to put, white women, they already know what's out there. They just don't talk about it. They already know everything's set up and how it's against us. You know what I'm saying? So, but a white woman can protect them from the system and try to avoid it. See, but a black woman can prepare us for the system. That's all she can do. She already know that you got to get out there. But the white woman saying she already know the traps. She know the intentions of the system. So that's just my input on it.
Well, I
So,
say this. Wait, real quick. I say this. It used to be a time where the black woman couldn't protect, but we got too many things at our fingertips. Example, I tell y'all all the time, go follow Real Nagas on YouTube. He got everything, any black person, if you want to know your rights, if you want to know who you are, that there's no way they can go against. And his stuff is so sound that the police, he been having testimonies come in since they got his stuff that you can put in your car and you present it along with your driver's license. And most of them be like, okay, we're just going to give you a warning because it talks their language and they don't want that language and they don't want no bonds put on their badges because that automatically goes to internal service and have them looking at them like, okay, what they doing, we got to investigate. And then it could possibly put you on a lead while they're in you under investigation. So back in the day, yeah, she probably knew a little bit more, but if we really want to know and if we really want to fight for our black children and our black men and our black culture, period, we can learn and we can know. So that's not all the way true, but I do see where you're coming from. Like a white woman back in the day, some of them might know a little bit of the pitfalls and all of that if they're in that realm, because you got to think it's dimensional. There's different levels to their world and there's different levels to ours. So they might know a little bit of something, but I feel like, can they protect them? And then if they could, for how long? Before they people mad at them.
And then in what aspect also? And then in what aspect? Because you can only protect someone when they're around you. So what is that black child gonna do when they're not around their mother? How are they gonna deal with it then at that point when there's no person around them that can assist in anything?
That it be embedded into them, you know. If you constantly telling them and reminding them of certain things, you know what I'm saying, eventually they'll catch on. You don't have to be around, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. That's what you're hoping and banking on, you know what I'm saying. Is that the case?
Yeah,
it depends.
But
it depends.
Exactly, oh Monique. Exactly. She said before they fall back, because they fall back when the heat gets too much. Right. Like I said, for how long though? Because till their people start, like I said earlier, putting them gasoline in that bottle and that rag and lightning and throwing it through their window because you too busy trying to fight us about this nigga child. And that ain't for all Caucasian people, but let's be real, it's out here and it happens.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then too, how are they going to protect them when they get that infamous pullover, when the police pull them over?
Because they don't know they're a white person's child. They just know they look black and they black.
I'm gonna put it like this. First of all, we gotta understand as a people that we're under occupation. We're under a military occupation. I don't care if you have a house, you own your house, you working with these white people, you got a good job. I don't care what your salary is, you're under occupation. We have to understand that. That's first. Second, when a young man or a young woman gets pulled over by a cop, first of all, you got to understand you're under occupation. And when that cop says something or do anything and wants you to do something, just go ahead and do it, because you're going to lose that. Getting emotional or getting out of character and talking crazy, and first of all, you don't have to talk to them at all, because that's why it says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be or
That's
can be
that's
used
fact.
against you.
That right there is
And
fact.
that is only when you are, that applies to when you are under arrest. But the random stops just because they feel like we want to stop you today.
Driving while
That's
black.
why it's so important to know what your rights are at that moment, because they are in place, but most of us don't know them. Again, go follow Real Nagas. That's all I could tell y'all. Y'all
Real
go
Nagas.
get into him. He's an amazing black man who know his stuff, and he's making these things available for us. We have no excuses when it comes to these stop laws and all of this crap like that. So it's Real Nagas. That's REELNAGAS. That is over on YouTube. Follow him. I follow him. I'm telling y'all now, if y'all don't like a lot of cussing, y'all might be mad, but I don't care nothing about any cussing, because to the point that he's raw and uncut. He gonna tell you, he gonna make sure you got all the information, and he back everything he got up, because he been doing this for a long time, and he tired. His heart is broken. He's tired. He said of seeing our black men get killed and murdered when it's simple if they know their rights. And then by knowing your rights, the policeman is held accountable because you knew the right. So you know what angle to go at him, and know exactly what he failed on in his area of the pullover or whatever it is. He said, but because we don't know what angle to go to and get over.
You can speak their language, and once you're speaking their language, it's going to be hard for them to counteract that, because you're speaking their language that they're familiar with. So they're like, oh, so this person know what they're talking about, so let me back up and not.
That's a weapon.
That
we don't have to get emotional no more. We
Right.
don't have to trip off.
we just gotta learn.
Yeah.
We gotta educate.
Yeah, if you people will back, if you got a demeanor about you that you're intelligent, people will back off of you, because they don't want to cause no problem. They don't want to get sued or something like that. They don't want to lose nothing. A lot of times you could place liens on people. You could sue them.
Right.
They could lose property. And if they feel that you're intelligent, they will leave you alone. So first of all, so another thing is, that means that we gotta start learning civics. Civics is everybody's. Civics is every citizen's duty to learn.
Right.
If you got a credit card, if you got a checking account, savings account, mortgage, rent, insurance, registration, you need to learn law. You need to learn civics, because you can't, it's all tied in. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
If you've been to court or anything like that, you need to know. And you said something about your rights. See, that's a tricky thing now. When you talk about rights, you need to be talking, because we live in a public.
So this is why I'm telling y'all to follow him, and he got all of that. I'm telling y'all, from everything you breaking down, anything you could think of that could not be or that can be, he got that all in one package for every black person. And I'm telling you, it's the best gift you could get your black son. It's the best gift you could get your black child. It's the best gift you could get your goddamn on self, because nobody's exempt. And so it's just a lot of information, but I'd rather y'all see for yourself. Monique says not everyone gets pulled over, doesn't comply, and people still basically lose their lives and get hurt. And that's true. That is very true.
Well, that means somebody, if they lose, majority of the time, if they lose their lives, that officer didn't follow procedure. Should nobody lose their life? So something happened. Happened.
So that's what we're saying.
Yeah, something happened. I'm telling you, if I get pulled over, I'm not, if anything, I'm gonna share this. If anybody gets pulled over and you're in handcuffs and stuff like that, you got 3 or 4 officers, you need to chill out and relax. If you're going to jail, you're going to jail. Just go to jail. Figure out how to get bailed out. Do not fight and tuggle and all this type of
But
stuff and moving,
that's
you're
easy
gonna
to
get hurt.
say for that
Huh?
when you don't even know half of the time why you might have got pulled over, because a lot of the people wasn't doing nothing.
It don't matter.
And
You
they
under
just
it doesn't matter.
racist.
You under a military. That's what it goes back.
I understand what you're saying, but you can't tell somebody who was already scared for their lives because they already have seen so many black men get killed how to react in a crisis. They could be having a whole goddamn panic attack. And like, I struggle with that. And when I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm trying to automatically breathe. But by the time you don't put me on the ground, I really can't fucking breathe because I already was traumatized from the beginning. So that ain't what we're talking about. We ain't even gonna go into that. But I see what you're saying. We can go on that another time. But I do thank you for coming in and elaborating on what you were saying about the black and child versus the white woman. Because a lot of people, wanted to elaborate. Wanted you to elaborate on what you meant by that. So I get it.
The black woman can prepare us to go out there, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you what's going on and such and such. A white woman could tell you, hey, look, we ain't going there and they full of shit. Like we not even gonna go there. We're gonna go this way. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. But I'm talking about just for the system, I don't know about the nurturing and stuff like that. See, a black woman, that's totally different. That's a totally different deal.
Right.
And
that was my take. I was speaking from that aspect of it for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And plus, a lot of our ancestors raised a lot of those white men and women.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that was so long ago. They've been washed. Most of them been watered back down.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a few that still hold dear, but it's very few.
Yeah. Like that. I saw something on the news where that black lady saved that dude that was in the snowstorm. Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a reflection of what we do.
Yeah. That's a reflection of who our core people, who we were created to be, not who we are now programmed as. That's who we really were. When we were created with love and light. We were created to be creatures of giving and success and excellence. They programmed us to be somebody who will leave you on the side of the road and be savage and be all that. That came from that mess. But our original DNA always comes into play.
Yeah. Because we taught them everything they know. We taught them to be civilized. We taught them how to bathe. We taught them how to cook. You know what I'm saying? We taught that. So
you think they don't know that?
Of course. Yeah, they do know that.
They know that.
They do know that, and that's why they're trying to deprogram us and erase that knowledge from us.
Right. Yeah.
So that we become the savages, and they look like they're the intelligent ones, and that's exactly, and that's how we're acting. A lot of us are acting in the unsavage way.
The savagery.
Right.
Yes, as opposed to being civilized, as if we didn't create this civilization.
They act like they don't. Tosh, you want to come in? Come in, because I see you saying a lot. So we want to invite you in too. We thank you for coming in, and we appreciate your feedback and your opinion.
Oh, okay. Y'all kicking me off?
Yeah, we got other people that want to come in.
Right.
Okay, later.
He was like, why y'all kicking me off?
All right, sure. You don't want to come on in, Monique?
Monique, come in. What's she doing?
I'm talking about, girl, you don't come on. Let's talk real talk, girl. My sister.
There she is.
How beautiful.
Evening. Hello, guys. Hello.
That
is hilarious. I definitely understand his take. Don't get me wrong. I definitely get it. But no. For me, That's conforming, because when we conform, or we don't even have, we can comply, we can learn all of their things, we can prepare with all of their teachings, and we still get the short end of the stick. No matter what we do and how much the officer's pulling me over, so let me, yes, master, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, because I'm born and raised with politeness. People still ask me why I'm like, yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am. But that's how I was raised, but not to the fact where if a cop is pulling me over, and in fact, I have a Black son. So my mind is for him to
That's
be able
my
to
nephew.
grow up. He needs to grow up and be able to see old age like I'm able to do, because I can protect him. He can be with whoever he wants to be with. He can love whoever he wants to love. But at the end of the day, they are not going to ride or die like me or like a Black woman would. Just my opinion, only my opinion. But I've heard too many stories where this guy, they're all in love with these white women, these, Latina women, everyone who's not us. But when shit really hit the fan, they ran. They're gone. And then now where are you at? You're back to square one by yourself, because the woman who said she loved you until death do y'all part, death didn't come, but she parted, because really the heat got too much. I just dealt with someone who was talking to me where he had to leave someone alone because he was dealing with racism, and she just was silent, quiet. Granted, she was not Black, so he was dealing with, they would go out and he would get all the brunt of, oh, well, you're Black and you're this, and she wouldn't say not a word. That's not protection. That's not
Definitely not
anything.
protection.
So
That's called mealy mouth.
No, for real. That's why I was like, the white women can protect them better than, no, because they're going to run. That's what they do. They're going to run. Granted, like I don't have a problem with any other race, but I just know for what I see in person, and I'm in Arizona. For those who don't know, I live in Arizona. Arizona was a
so you
state.
you can definitely relate on that aspect. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Born and raised Arizona. I'm out here, and it's before we turned blue, barely turned, blue. We were a rare red state. There's nothing but retired Republicans, retired old.
Yes.
I don't want to call them racist,
Yes,
but
indeed.
that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I guess if you don't experience firsthand, all you can say is, oh, these people don't comply. And that's why they got the short end of the stick. No, we can hands up. We can keep our hands up. We can not have any weapons and still turn out negative for us because of the color of our skin, not because of anything else. We can say, we can be intellectual. We can speak smart. We can speak without any slang and still get, okay, your color of your skin does not say anything about how you're speaking at all.
Right.
At all. So being in Arizona, and for those who are more cultured out there on the, East Coast, Midwest, it's different. It's different depending on
I
where
live
you
in
are.
Texas. I live in Texas, and we're
Then you know too.
So this is a Greg Abbott, Gregory Abbott country all around these parts. So it's real Republican around these parts. Luckily, I live in a diverse area. I live by the military base, so it's a lot of us here. You understand what I'm saying? Like I live, it's culturally diverse here. And I mean, me being a military brat, I grew up all over this world. So I'm a bit more cultured than someone who's never been out of the state that they're from. You understand what I'm saying? So,
and I don't want to point no judgment, but he don't seem like he been too many places, quote unquote. I don't want to, pass judgment, but for him to be confident in saying that a white woman can protect better than a Black woman, that was just kind of weird.
He says, so is this a democracy or is this a republic?
Neither. We're not in either. We're really not in either. Not in my opinion. But it really is going to go back to where you're from.
It's in a minute, child. It's all about to go back to goddamn martial laws.
I was about to say Jim Crow.
Right.
It ain't gonna matter
It's going to go back
about
into
none of that.
something to where
Democrat, black
no one's
attack,
going to have control
crack
over anything. And that's
attack.
kind of where
It
we
ain't
To
about to
have
me,
matter if y'all
we
don't
to,
pay
have to
attention.
be
yeah,
prepared.
right now, to me, it's not under any
Yeah.
at this point. It's
Neither.
to me, it's like free game. Look, free world to me
Whoever
because
get there first.
Whoever is going to come out on top is just whoever is going to come out on top. It's not
Whoever
even going to
get
be,
there
it's
first.
not a democracy nor a republic.
it
It's not
to
either.
me it's more majority.
The majority is
To
going to
me it's
rule.
more
The
of what the
majority
majority
says.
is. That's what's
Yep,
gonna rule. The
that's
majority
what's
is
going
gonna
on.
rule.
That really
That's
is.
what I
And
see it
right now,
as.
the majority is slowly trying to rule on martial law.
Yeah. And that's why we
Yeah.
have to be able to educate, because no system is going to educate us about us. No one is, even with the fights that they're having, I should say, because again, I'm in Arizona, the fights that they're having about putting Black history back in the schools, because at one point it
Oh
was
yeah.
gone. They don't teach that like they used to teach it when I was in high school, when I was in junior high. My son barely knew. If it wasn't for me and his father, my son wouldn't know about half the crap that's been going on, especially like
Well, even
in
then
history.
still, how much Black history were we even taught? It's a lot of things that I've researched now in my grown age, in my 40s, that I didn't
Right.
know and was never taught. So a lot of things that we've come to learn and that we've come to things that we were taught in school are not even true. It was all a lie. So I'm coming up on a lot of things that I've learned in school that was quote unquote supposedly Black history.
Right.
And I'm coming to find out that's not even true. That's not even the truth. That's not even what it was or how it even began at that point.
Yeah, it was definitely, I'm not even gonna call it watered down. It was definitely flipped a bit in reference to how it was brought about.
It was flipped. Yeah. Flipped. Yeah. Turn it.
Yes.
You got it upside. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
This is a black owned company, and
I've seen those flashcards online.
Get them. You'll be surprised what the hell you don't know.
Right.
And I'll be like, my son be like, Mom, you knew that? I'll be like, I'm like, I ain't know half these people. So these are very good. Right now they're running a Valentine sale.
Okay.
So it's urbanintellectuals.com.
Yeah.
Urbanintellectuals.com. I ordered these in 2020. You know, we in the house. We got to.
I get their email notifications, I believe.
And they're running a sale right now. I just got an email notification 2 days ago, I think it was. So definitely get them. And you're absolutely right. It's a lot that goes on. Shout out to them for creating Black content for us, you know, in the form of education. You know, I love it. You know what I mean? And so there's so much that we have out here available to us to teach us and to, you know, I like to say learn you something, you know, to learn us some stuff that we need to tap into the different things and tap into the Black owned businesses that are creating this stuff for us. But again, going back to the main subject.
I said that's more important than anything else. Whether it's white, Black, it's more important than the color. Because if we don't know our history, if we don't know self, it doesn't really matter who's raising us. It doesn't matter who's the head of our household. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. So again, it comes back to me, Black people, we, as Mr. GJ said, if we don't stick together, if we don't unite, then we're still not going to go anywhere at the end of it. We're not going to go anywhere.
Right. And it's our history, not his story, because when we say Black history, it still gives them the narrative because it's still telling his story. What is our story? This is Black, our story, Mom. What is our story, our real story? Not the watered down version, not the recap version, not the NIV version, not the, you know, English Episcopal Southern Baptist.
You already know how I feel about it. I celebrate 365, as my hashtag always say. I celebrate us. So 365.
So
considered to 28.
But I'm just saying though, we're going to be in it and be about it unless it's our history, you know, because saying Black history is still saying it's his damn story, and it's not.
We've had enough of that story. Can we get the real story?
Right.
Down to the
And
nitty
so,
gritty, all the way, bottom to the top,
yeah,
all of it.
yeah,
Definitely.
yes. So again, my opinion on the Ray,
The topic at hand.
mm-hmm, what about the mom is that, you know, I just feel like as a Black woman, we are the birthers of everything. Whether they want to ever accept it, whether they ever want to believe it, we are the birthers, the givers, the incubators, the housery of everything through us, through the channel.
We definitely do have to search it for
Okay.
ourselves.
It came through us. And so we are the mother of all mothers, if we want to be real. The Black woman is the mother of all mothers.
We're the only one that
Right.
can create all shades.
All shades.
All
Correct.
shades. All hair types, all eye colors. We're the only ones.
We
No
are
one
the
else
mother
can do that.
of all mothers.
Unless they get someone else to input their DNA in them. That's the only way they
Right.
can do it.
That's what this whole hokey pokey
Yeah.
business is all about. Let me shoot you up and shoot you up and shoot you up, so we can never trace back who was the original anything, because now everybody DNA has been all watered down and tampered with. But y'all want to run there and do this stuff and don't. And now that it's all coming out, everybody like, oh, I shouldn't have did it.
Right. That they wish they had that mitochondrial gene.
Yeah. And that's why, and that's what it is. And so now that they done took enough melanin and made that black chip
in their children, so then their children's children can put it in their children,
Right.
and then sooner or later it's just going to be full us, and then it's going to be a hint of them. They're like, well, I told you I could create it. Well, it took you 14 generations to do it.
Right.
Probably more than that.
More than that.
Right.
And they still haven't really fully created it.
No.
You know what I mean? Because it's a mystery. That's why I'm saying we have to understand this dimensions to our being as melanated people. We are dimensional. I remember when I first started saying that, he was like, oh, that is so deep. It's not deep. We look at who you are. We are dimensional, and we dwell within dimensions. Why you think they got to jump?
The Jews?
What about the Jews?
No.
What about the Jews?
You could put that on your show.
I was like,
I'm not talking about
once you do a live, Mr. DJ Elbe,
you talking about you talking about who they originally are? They all originate from us.
Because the Jewish
What about
they all the original ones
Wait,
look like
hold
us.
up. Are you talking about the original Jewish? Are you talking about the original Jewish people back in Yeshua's day, and age, or are you talking about these quote unquote new Jews who are not even Jewish people from get go?
Yeah,
who have inherited?
Yeah, you definitely have that, because the Jewish people were definitely
because
us.
we can't. If we gonna talk about that, then we need to talk about the Native Americans, because not all.
And even the Latinos, because they really are all us, and we just got dropped off in different places. I mean, or not even all of us were dropped off in different places, because some of them we were already there, and they came and just savagely raped and took over the land and try to create a new breed that still ended up being our breed, because our melanin and our DNA still overrides theirs.
Yeah. Definitely read back onto that, because originally they were not. What
was? Did he answer?
No.
No. He
just
asked the question again in a different way.
Well, I don't know about them, but the original Jewish people, they still reside in their original land, and they look like us. Some of them have gotten lighter, because some of the new instituted ones has went back to the original land. But for the most part, the original Jews still look like us. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you want to know about them, but that's what I do know. And I stand 10 toes on that. I don't know.
I was waiting, but I don't think he's going to come back. Well, hopefully he does, because I really definitely am curious now.
Well, anyway, y'all know how we do.
It's about it's about that time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
about
it is.
that time.
Everybody deserves life. You're right. Everybody deserves life.
So
All life
deserves
matters.
Everybody
All
deserves
life
life.
matters.
But their
But
life
right
are
now, I'm
not in
concerned
danger.
about our
Their lives are
lives.
not in danger. That doesn't make sense. White lives
So
are
You
not
white
just
in
want to
lives.
be.
danger.
You want to be in here trying to say something. That's all.
What was the reasoning behind so white lives matter? What does that have to do with the topic at hand or what we're talking about?
So like I said, confirmation conformed.
So getting back to the main thing is the main thing. We believe that a white mother is entitled to raise a black son if she has access to do that. We believe that she can shield him, not so much protect him. We believe that we as black mothers and black women, we protect and prepare. And with that being said, this was an amazing topic.
Definitely.
I appreciate everybody's input. I appreciate everyone who came on and gave their opinion. Your opinion does matter, just like the other lives matter. But the main thing is the main thing, and that is recognizing and knowing who you are as a cultured people. Knowing where we come from is a study, and we have to take that time to study. As it was said, which to me is definitely something that is known and that does sometimes need to be said, but shouldn't need to be said, is that they're not going to give us the full story. You have to search the story. And so most of us do our research. That's why we're able to come on here and talk like we talk, and we have different people who know different things. And I like to bring all the wisdom and the knowledge together on one platform so that we can do what we do, how we do it at the best of our ability. That's why we wanted to give you the foundation of where the topic came from, because we never want to shade and we don't steal. And we wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it came from Ray so that you can understand what he was saying and understand the context and what it was put in. But I just wanted to add to that. My sisters wanted to add to that of what we feel about that. He was not disrespectful. He didn't do any of that. But I just needed to add on that verbiage is very important in how we say things. I feel like they shield, they don't protect. And that's my opinion. So, like I say every week, keep showing up for you.
Amen.
Be the light in somebody else's darkness, because what? You don't.
You never know when your night may come.
Is going to be. So we love y'all. We thank y'all. To the next Girl Talk, which will be on the fourth Wednesday of this month. Yes. We'll meet you here at the same time.
Same place.
Next time we coming in with our wine. We coming in with our wine. We usually have our wine, but I've been so busy and everything, so you definitely tap in then. I will see y'all here next Wednesday at 1 p.m. for the daily foundational teachings and learnings of Black, our story. And I just want y'all to come in and see what I'm talking about. Tag somebody, share. If this video resonated, do it. If you want to tag the original commentators of this topic, please do. I am. But definitely share if it resonated with you. Again, if you want to DM us or comment below, please do. Be respectful. If you don't, I'm going to delete your whole thing.
Right,
and you be too out of pocket, I'm going to block you for life. I don't care. My life.
Black queen.
Yes. It's all love.
Yes, because blocking me, fine. But blocking you blesses me.
No, yeah.
I just
definitely
need you to know. So.
I love
so
it.
y'all have
a
you,
sis. I miss you. I said I appreciate
when
you.
You come?
I miss you. Man, I'm going on a cruise. Did I tell you about the cruise? I'm gonna have to hit you up.
Yes, because you were supposed to be giving me information on the cruise, so I could have went on the cruise.
You still can. You got like about 5-6
me up after this. I gotta go into a Zoom call at 8.
Okay.
So after that, I'll call you.
So
you behind me anyway, so I'll call you.
Yes.
Look, she behind you because I'm behind you an hour, so you know she behind. She behind
2 hours.
Behind.
Yeah.
She behind me.
Right.
Look, she behind me. So
yes, I love you both.
Right.
I love everyone, and I hope you guys have a great evening. Okay, I'll talk to you later, sis.
Sis. I'll talk to you later. Love you.
Bye-bye.
So
All right,
y'all,
you guys.
see
And
y'all
again,
next
you
week.
guys, make sure if you have any topics that you want us to get into, please DM either one of us. Hit us in the inbox.
Yes.
Comment on the live after we share it and post it. Comment on the lives if you have anything that you want to share or any comments you want to make in regards to the topic at hand. We would greatly appreciate it.
Yes. So till
So,
next week, we love you.
till next
Later.
time. Later.
Be
Peace.
safe.